Good morning friends and my dear children. Today we are going to learn about formation of ions. This is one of the important concept from language of chemistry. Okay, this will be a very useful topic even for children of class 9 of CBSE as well as ICSE, and at the same time children of class 10 and 11 also. Okay, so formation of ions and how ions will be formed and what are the different types of ions, classification of ions. This is the basic concept which every child has to understand and learn, and at the same time there are certain formulas will be there which every child has to memorize also. Okay, in order to get the chemical formula of a compound. Okay, it is very important to learn about the concept and formation of ions. So this is our topic for today. Okay, so let us understand the concept of ions. Okay, formation of ions. Formation of ions. Okay, so what are ions? First of all, we should know what are ions. Ions are charged particles, okay, which are formed by either losing electrons or by gaining electrons. Okay, now ions are what? Ions are the charged species, the charged species which are formed by what? Charged species formed by either losing electrons, or by gaining electrons. Okay, now formed by either losing or gaining electrons. Okay, why losing and gaining of electrons will takes place from any atom? Okay, atoms are highly unstable particles. Okay, the tiniest particles of matter, you all know that they are atoms, but we already have learnt that atoms still consist of still smaller particles which are called as what? Electrons, protons and neutrons. Okay, atoms will always try to acquire stability. Okay, so in order to acquire stability, they either try to lose electrons or they may gain electrons, or sometimes some kind of atoms may even share electrons with each other so that they acquire nearest inert gas configuration. Okay, so in attempt of acquiring stability. Okay, so these ions either they lose or gain electrons. Okay, so accordingly they will form charged species. Atom as a whole is a neutral particle, we all know that atom is a neutral particle. Okay, but once electrons are lost or gained, then atom will become what? A charged species. Yes, that kind of charged species are called as what? Ions. Okay, so ions are formed by what? Losing or gaining of electrons. Now we will be learning about classification of ions. Okay, now based on the charge that is present on that particular species, okay, ions are classified into two types. Based on the charges, we all know there are two types of charges will be there. Positively charged ions will be there and negatively charged ions will be there. So based on the charge that is borne by species, okay, ions are classified into two types. Okay, so classification of ions. Two types of ions are there. So what are the two types of ions? You all know. They are cations and anions. Based on this classification is what? Based on the charge that is being borne by the species is bearing which kind of charge. If it is positively charged ion, you call it as cation. If it is a negatively charged ion, it is called as what? Anion. Why charged species will be forming? Why we have to learn about ions? Yes, in order to understand the stability of a compound. Why atoms combine to form compounds? In order to acquire stability. Okay, atoms individually, they are highly unstable. In order to acquire stability as that of inert gases, they will try to either lose electrons or gain electrons, or sometimes even share electrons with each other. That number of electrons, you call it as what? Ions, that charged species, you call them as ions. So two types of ions are there based on the charge. Classification is of two types, cations and anions, and based on the number of atoms present in that particular ion. Okay, sometimes some kind of ions will have only one simple one atom will be there. Such kind of ions, you call them as simple ions. And if a group of atoms are joined together, okay, to form a compound, and if it is losing electrons or gaining electrons, that kind of group of atoms, you call them as compound ions. Okay, now, so we will be learning about these classifications and examples for ions. Okay, so let us learn about the classification of ions. So cations. So two types of ions are there, cations and anions. So what are cations? Cations. I think you cannot able to see. This is the problem with the, yes, cations. So what are cations? Cations are the positively charged ions which are formed by losing electrons. Okay, the positively charged ions. Cations are what? The positively charged ions. Positively charged ions which are formed by what? Which are formed by losing electrons. Positively charged ions which are formed by losing electrons. Okay, now by losing electrons, the charged species will become positively charged. If electrons are lost, what does it mean? Negatively charged particles has gone away from that atom. Okay, if negatively charged particles has gone away, it will be left with positive charge. Okay, like for example, we'll take the example of sodium ion. Sodium, you all know the symbol of sodium is Na, natrium. Okay, sodium atomic number is 11 and its nearest inert gas is what? Neon. Nearest inert gas. Nearest inert gas is neon. Neon is bearing atomic number 10. Neon is an inert gas. And we all know that all inert gases are what? Highly stable. Due to what? Having inert gas configuration. What does it mean? Having octet configuration in the outermost shell. Okay, see, neon, atomic number is 10. Its configuration is what? 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. Okay, so it is having 8 electrons in the last orbit. Having 8 electrons in the last orbit is called as what? Octet configuration. Okay, except helium, the remaining all inert gases are having octet configuration, and that octet configuration gives stability for that elements. Okay, that's why inert gases are having highest stability. The most stability will be there with inert gases. Okay, now, so in order to acquire stability as that of inert gases, the remaining other elements will try to either lose electrons or gain electrons, or sometimes even share electrons with each other. Okay, and in the previous videos we have learned about valency and oxidation numbers also. Those who are watching my videos for the first time, I request all of you to please kindly watch all the videos, and definitely you feel it to be deserved to subscribe the channel, right? Okay, those who are watching for the first time, request all of you to kindly watch all the videos before you subscribe the channel. Please go through the channel. Okay, please keep giving comments. Okay, and try to suggest me so that I will be improving myself. Okay, right. So octet configuration is there. with inert gases. In order to acquire stability as that of neon, what sodium has to do? Yes, sodium has to lose one electron. Sodium is having one electron extra than the nearest inert gas, neon. Okay, so you are comparing it with nearest inert gas, neon. So sodium loses one electron. Okay, now sodium loses one electron. Electron we will represent with E minus. And it forms what? Na plus ion. Sodium ion. It's a positively charged ion. Okay, now why you are keeping positive charge here? Initially it is having what? 11 electrons, 11 protons. Its atomic number is 11, which means what? It has 11 electrons, 11 protons. Now after losing one electron, sodium is having 10 electrons only as that of neon. But its protons are as usual 11 protons. Okay, now proton number is not changing. Protons are fixed inside the nucleus. We cannot change them. They are always fixed. Who will be continuously getting excited? Okay, like small children like you. Okay, electrons always, I say, electrons always gets excited. Means they keep jumping from one orbit to another, one atom to another. Okay, in order to acquire stability. Excuse me. So 10 electrons, 11 protons. So one positive charge extra is there, and that we are representing with plus symbol. So Na plus ion is a cation. Okay, same like that. You can take metals, whatever the metals. Okay, metal atoms whichever are there, they always try to lose electrons to form inert gas configuration. Okay, so you can take even the example of magnesium, atomic number 12. Okay, its nearest inert gas is again neon only, atomic number is 10. Okay, in order to acquire stability as that of neon, magnesium has to lose 2 electrons. Yes, so magnesium loses 2 electrons. Okay, now magnesium loses 2 electrons and forms what? Mg plus 2 ion. Mg plus 2 ion. Okay, so this is also a cation. It is having what? N electrons as that of neon, but proton number is as usual. As 2 positively charged particles extra are there with Mg plus 2. It is to be represented with plus 2 sign. Okay, it's a divalent ion. So substances or species which are formed by what? Losing electrons are called as what? Cations. Okay, you can please note down. And next, anions. How anions are formed? Anions are formed by gaining of electrons. Okay, now anions. What are anions? Anions are the negatively charged species. The negatively charged species which are formed by negatively charged ions which are formed by gaining electrons. Okay, now which are formed by what? Gaining electrons. Which are formed by gaining electrons. Okay, so here also the same situation. Okay, elements which are highly unstable, they try to gain electrons from any other element and they form ions. Ions, by forming ions, they try to acquire stability as that of their nearest inert gases. Okay, you can take the example of oxygen. Oxygen O. Atomic number is 8. Okay, its nearest inert gas is what? Neon. Neon atomic number is 10. Neon is having 2 electrons extra. In comparison with oxygen, neon is having 2 electrons extra are there, and neon is a highly stable element. It's an inert gas. Okay, so in order to acquire stability as that of neon, oxygen has to do what? Yes, oxygen has to gain electrons. So oxygen gains 2 electrons. Okay, it is not from neon. Please understand carefully. Most of the children gets confused in such a way that from the nearest inert gas they will gain. No, inert gases, they never lose or gain electrons. They are already stable. Okay, they acquire stability. The other elements other than inert gases acquire stability from the nearest elements, other elements, whoever is approaching that particular element. Okay, now in that way only compound formation also will takes place. You will be learning that in ionic bonding chapter. Most of the children are asking for uploading ionic bonding. Okay, ionic bonding as well as chemical bonding chapter. Shortly I'll be planning. I'm taking little gaps, I know that, but still the more you encourage me, the best I can do. Okay, so please kindly subscribe to my channel. Once again, I am requesting all of you to kindly subscribe and share my videos to all your friends. Those whoever are in want of good subject knowledge can utilize my channel for the best uploads. Okay, right. So oxygen, O minus 2 ion. So by gaining 2 electrons, oxygen forms what? O minus 2 ion, which is called as oxide ion. Oxide ion. You need to even remember the names of the ions also. Need arises to remember the names of the ions. Okay, if you can able to remember the names of the ions at the same time their charges also, then only you can able to understand how to write the chemical formula of a compound. Okay, so we'll be learning about that also, isn't it? So oxygen gains 2 electrons and forms O minus 2 ion, which in other words you call it as what? Oxide ion. Okay, similarly, here oxygen is what? Non-metal. Okay, so non-metals forms what? Anions, whereas metals forms cations. Please remember the point. Non-metals will form what? Anions. Anions are formed by non-metals. Okay, so non-metals always they try to gain electrons, whereas metals always try to lose electrons. Metals are said to be highly electropositive in nature, whereas non-metals are said to be what? Highly electronegative in nature. So you have to understand in that way, right? So we'll see one more example. You can take the example of chlorine, Cl. Atomic number is 17. So what is the nearest inert gas for chlorine? Yes, argon. Argon is the nearest inert gas for chlorine. So in order to acquire stability as that of argon, chlorine has to gain one more electron. Yes, so chlorine gain one electron and forms what? Cl minus. Okay, which is called as what? Chloride ion. Okay, now chloride ion. So like that, these all are called as what? Negatively charged particles, which in other words you call them as what? Anions. Okay, so here you have to write a note point. What is that note? Note. Yes, metals always loses electrons and forms cations. Note. Write a note point. Metals always loses electrons. Okay, now loses electrons and forms cations. Whereas non-metals always gain electrons. Non-metals always gain electrons and forms anions. Okay, and forms anions. This is very important point which everybody has to remember. Even we have learned this point in the concept of valency also. You can go through my previous videos, okay, which were uploaded about valency, about concept of variable valency also. It has been uploaded. You can check in that video also. Okay, so note point. That's why if metals are always losing electrons and forming positively charged ions, that's why metals are always said to be what? Electropositive in nature. All metals are highly electropositive, whereas non-metals are what? Highly electronegative in nature. Okay, so the same note can be even written like this. Metals are highly electropositive. Metals are highly electropositive. What does it mean? They have the tendency to lose electrons. Electropositivity means what? Even you can learn about this in my previous video from periodic classification of elements, we have learnt about electropositivity. Okay, the tendency of elements to lose electrons. Who is having that tendency? Yes, metals. Metals are having the tendency to lose electrons in order to acquire nearest inert gas configuration. So metals are what? Highly electropositive in nature, whereas non-metals are highly electronegative in nature. Non-metals are highly electronegative. Okay, now non-metals are highly electronegative. So these points also you have to remember. Please note down all these points so that it will become very useful for you. Okay, now we will be learning about classification of ions based on the number of elements that are present in that particular ion. Okay, so you have second type of classification is also there. For ions you have second type of classification. Classification based on what? Based on the number of atoms present in that. Okay, second classification. Second classification of ions. First classification is cations and anions. Second classification is what? In that first one is what? Simple ions. Simple ions. And the second one is what? Compound ions. Simple ions and compound ions. Okay, so in the name itself it is there. Simple ions means what? The ions which contain only one atom, which are made of what? Only one atom of same element. Please take them. Simple ions. What are simple ions? Simple ions are what? The ions which contains or which are made up of what? Only one single atom, and that single atom is also of same element. Okay, the atoms are also of same element, not two different elements. Okay, if two or more different elements are combining together to form a compound ion, then you will call it with that name only, compound. In the name itself it is said. Simple ion consists of what? It is a type of ion which contains one or more atoms of same element. Which contains one or more atoms of same element. One or more atoms of same element. You call it as what? Simple ion. Okay, element must be same. Like you can take the example like what we call Cl minus, having only one chlorine atom. Cl minus ion, chloride ion. You can even take S minus 2, sulfide ion. Okay, O minus 2, oxide ion. Okay, now oxide ion. And O2 minus 2, you can even write O2 minus 2. Here two atoms are there, but both the atoms are of same element. Oxygen, both the atoms are of same element. Both the atoms are of oxygen only. O2 minus 2. What is the name of this ion? Peroxide ion. Peroxide ion. You have learnt about peroxy bond also. Formation of peroxy bond. If there is a single bond in between two oxygen atoms in a compound, okay, you call it as peroxy linkage. We have learnt about that peroxy bonds when we were learning about oxidation numbers. Okay, you can watch that video, previous video, for more clarity. Okay, so peroxide ion. So in this both are oxygen atoms only. Okay, so it comes under what? Simple ion. And then we'll go for compound ions. Okay, now compound ions. What are compound ions? Which consists of two or more atoms of different elements. Okay, which forms a single unit. Two or more atoms of different elements, not of same element. Okay, in the name itself it is there. You can even write the definition very easily, isn't it? compound ion. What are compound ions? Which contains ions which contains two or more atoms of different elements. This is very important point which you need to keep in your mind. Two or more atoms of different elements. Two or more atoms of what? Different elements which are combined with each other to form a single unit, or which are grouped together to form a single unit. Okay, now which are joined together to form a single unit. Anything you can say. So, which are joined together to form a single unit. To form a single unit. Okay, such kind of ions, you call them as what? Compound ions. Okay, example for compound ions, you can only say, you can take sulfate ion, nitrate ion. Sulfate ion, what is sulfate ion? SO4 minus 2. Here sulfur is there and 4 oxygen atoms are there. Both are of different elements. Okay, now sulfate ion, what is SO4 minus 2? Sulfate ion. Okay, NO3 minus. Nitrate ion. Here nitrogen is different, oxygen is different. Two different elements are joined together to form a single unit. Such kind of species, you call them as what? Compound ions. Here nitrate, NO3 minus is a compound ion. Okay, you can even take so many examples like this. PO4 minus 3, phosphate ion. Okay, now phosphate ion. So like that, two or more atoms of different elements are joined together to form a single unit. Such kind of compound, such kind of ions, you call them as what? Compound ions. So this is the second type of classification of ions. Okay, and finally we will be learning about one more important thing. We will be learning about classification based on the charge. Previously also we have learnt. Okay, but in cations also as well as in anions also, you have, if the charge is going to be 1, you call them as what? Monovalent ions. If the charge is going to be 2, they are called as bivalent or divalent ions. If it is going to be 3, trivalent. If it is going to be 4, tetravalent, and pentavalent if it is going to be 5. Okay, so we will be learning some examples for ions which are even monovalent, for monovalent cations as well as for anions, monovalent, bivalent, trivalent, tetravalent as well as for pentavalent ions. We will learn some examples. Okay, so let us learn about that. Okay, so monovalent means what? Which is having charge, which are having charge is equal to 1, whether it is positive charge or negative charge. Okay, if charge is going to be 1, then they are called as what? Monovalent ions. Please remember. Okay, now keep side heading monovalent. So in cations first we will be learning, then in anions. Keep main middle heading cations. In cations, monovalent cations. What are monovalent? Here charge is 1 plus 1. Cations means positive charge. Please remember. Charge is how much? Plus 1. So what are the examples for monovalent cations? Okay, examples we will learn. Their names are also very, very important. Okay, let us see examples. You all know already I gave you example of Na plus sodium ion, Mg plus 2, sorry, charge plus 1 I am telling, no. Some important names also you have to remember. Cu plus is called as cuprous ion. You have learnt about variable valency. I think you remembered. Okay, some elements of D block are exhibiting variable valency because of the availability of vacant d orbitals. In the previous video, we have learnt about it very clearly. Some elements, okay, like copper, iron, lead, tin, all these kind of elements are exhibiting variable valencies. What are variable valencies? Okay, same element but exhibits different valencies. Okay, that is why it is going to exhibit like that. That is because of the availability of what? Vacant d orbitals in their outermost shell. We have learnt about that very clearly. I explained about the concepts. So you have to go through about variable valency by Perry's study and motivation. Okay, then you will be getting it. You can go through the whole playlist, okay, in which I think I have uploaded almost about 7 videos in the concept of language of chemistry. So please try to utilize the concepts very carefully. Okay, so Cu plus ion, what does it mean? Cuprous ion, the ion which is having lesser valency or lesser charge, it will be called with the suffix OUS, us. Here cuprous ion, Cu plus ion is called as what? Cuprous ion. That means copper 1 ion. Why? Because why you are saying it like that? Because it can even exhibit bivalent ion also. Cupric ion also is going to exist. So cuprous ion plus 1 charge, cupric ion is plus 2 charge. Okay, lesser charge, the suffix OUS, us is given, and the more charge is there, it will be given with the suffix IC, ic. Okay, so cuprous ion is Cu plus ion, cupric ion is bivalent, Cu plus 2 ion. We will be learning in the examples of bivalent ions. There also we will write about copper. Okay, not only like that, we will be learning such kind of examples so that it will be easy for you. Okay, so Ag plus, you know, argentus, OUS. Here OUS is a suffix, please remember, argentus, Ag plus. Okay, you can even take gold, Au plus, Aurus. Gold is what? Aurum, OUROUS. Aurus chloride, auric chloride also will exist. Okay, but lesser charge is plus 1 charge. So Au plus ion. Okay, you can even take a, here if I write, you can see, no, Hg plus ion, mercurous. What is Hg plus? Mercurous ion. Hg means what? Hydrargyrum, mercury, mercurous ion. Okay, please note down. These all are the examples for simple monovalent cations. Simple monovalent cations. You can even take the examples of, here I am writing, please note down as place is available. You can even write, suppose NH4 plus is there, it is monovalent. Charge is plus 1 only, but it is compound. It is having nitrogen, hydrogen, both together, joined together as a single unit. We have learnt, no, joined together to form a single unit. Here nitrogen, hydrogen. Okay, 1 nitrogen and 4 hydrogens joined together to form a single unit. So it is a example for compound cation. So NH4 plus ion is called what? Ammonium ion. Ammonium ion. NH4 plus is called as ammonium ion. And same like that, you can even take the example of phosphonium ion. Same like ammonium, instead of nitrogen, if you keep P, PH4 plus phosphonium ion. Phosphonium ion. So these two are what? Compound monovalent cations. Compound cations. Compound ions these are. Okay. So monovalent cations, these are the different examples. Now we will see certain important examples for divalent as well as tri-tetra. Okay. I already said you in my previous video, rubbing board is the most irritating task for teachers like us. Okay. Maybe children may be feeling it's to be like a proud moment, but Previously also I said, rubbing board is really a hectic, embarrassing task for me. Okay, I keep writing on the whole board. The whole board will be black. Okay, but coming to rubbing part, I'm very lazy in that. Right. So divalent. Divalent cations. What are divalent cations? Means charge is plus 2. Di, the word di stands for what? Charge is plus 2. If plus 2 charge are there, you call them as what? Divalent cations. So what are the examples? Already we have learnt some examples like Mg plus 2, it can form magnesium ion. Be beryllium plus 2. Beryllium, magnesium belongs to both same family members. Alkaline earth metals are second A group elements, that's why their charge will be what? Plus 2. Calcium, calcium ion, Ca plus 2 ion. So all these are what? Divalent ions. Okay. So here, as I already told you, you can even take the example of Cu plus 2, cupric ion. Cupric ion, Cu plus 2 is called as what? Cupric ion. Okay, same like that, even Hg plus 2. These are exhibiting what? Variable valencies. That's why variable charge also will be varying here. Valent, divalent, based on the valency. Okay. So Hg plus 2, mercuric ion. Mercuric ion. Here we have learnt mercurous. There we were learning mercuric. Okay. So same like that. Now if you go for iron. Iron. Here iron cannot form monovalent. It is having minimum charges plus 2. So iron, if you go for Fe plus 2, it is ferrous ion. Because it is having variable valency is there. What are the variable valencies of iron? Did you recall? Yes, 2 and 3. So lesser charge is plus 2 charge. So it will have name what? Ferrous ion. This is what? Ferrous ion. Charge is less. Ferric will be there with Fe plus 3. In trivalent you have to learn that as an example. Okay. So ferrous ion. Fe plus 2 is what? Ferrous ion. Okay, then you can even take the example of chromium. Chromium Cr plus 2. Chromous. This is also what? Chromous ion. Chromous ion. Okay, zinc you can take Zn plus 2. Okay, zinc Zn plus 2. Zinc will form only one type. No variable valency for zinc because vacant orbitals availability is not there in the zinc atom. 4s/3d10, all 10 electrons are totally filled in 3d subshell. So there is no vacant orbital. So zinc will form only one type of ion. It don't have variable valency. Okay. So Zn plus 2, zinc ion. Okay, zinc ion. Here us won't exist for zinc. Okay, but these all elements, I hope you remembered, they try to get nearest inert gas configuration is difficult for them. So instead of getting actual configuration as that of actual inert gases, they try to acquire stability as that of what? Pseudo inert gases. Okay, as that of nickel. So you can even call that as what? Nickel group configuration. We have learnt about that also. You can recall nickel group configuration. Iron, cobalt, nickel. Okay, these three elements will try to acquire stability as that of nickel. Okay, nearest inert gas is not there. So in such cases they try to acquire what? Nickel group configuration, which in other words you can even call it as what? Pseudo inert gas configuration. The word pseudo stands for what? False configuration. Temporarily exists. Okay, take the examples of divalent cations. Okay, even you can take tin and lead also will form divalent. Very, very important. Tin is what? Sn plus 2, stannous ion. Stannous ion, Sn plus 2 ion. Lead also, plumbous, Pb plus 2. You call it as what? Plumbous, OUS. Because tin and lead will form tetravalent ions also. Okay, this is stannous, then stannic will be plus 4 charge. Okay, plus 4 charge. Similarly, lead also. This is plumbous, plumbic will be plus 4 charge. Okay, so plumbous ion, stannous ion, these two are also what? Divalent cations only. Okay, so names you have to remember, dear children, names as well as their charges you have to remember. Then only you will be getting the formula to write. Chemical formula of a compound you can write easily, otherwise it is very difficult for you. If you don't remember these names as well as charges, it will be very difficult for you to write the chemical formula for a given compound. How to write chemical formula? When to keep down 3 numbers, when to keep, when not to keep, no one knows. Sodium chloride, NaCl. Why not NaCl2? Magnesium chloride, MgCl2. Why not MgCl? Why not MgCl3? These all are based on what? Their charges as well as valencies. Okay, that point you have to understand, means you need to memorize these ions names also. Okay, trivalent, we will see some trivalent cations. Trivalent cations. Charge is how much? In the name itself it is there. Charge is plus 3. Trivalent cations, charge is plus 3. So as usual I told you, iron, Fe plus 3. Ferric ion, this is. Already ferrous I told you in divalent. Now ferric will be trivalent. Ferric ion, Fe plus 3. Okay. So you can even take aluminium. Aluminium, the best example. First we will remember this only. Aluminium ion. Okay, Al plus 3 ion. Aluminium ion. Okay, even gold. Gold we have learnt in monovalent. Au can even form plus 3. Auric ion. Auric ion. Okay, and manganese also. Manganese. Manganese can form manganese. Manganese chloride. Even in divalent you can take manganese. Manganese, Mn plus 2. This is manganese. Manganese ion. OUS with charge plus 2, manganese ion. Here you can even write Mn can even form what? Mn plus 3 also. Please remember. And this will be what? Manganic. Manganic ion. Okay. IC is the suffix. Manganic ion. Mn plus 3. Manganic ion. And chromium, previously we have learned chromus. Now chromic also we can learn in trivalent. Cr can even form what? Cr plus 3. Here chromus we have written. OUS us we have written with less charge plus 2. With more charge plus 3, chromic. Chromic ion. Okay. So chromic ion. Okay. So like that trivalent ions will be there. And tetravalent and pentavalent are also existing. So tetravalent, as I already told you, tin and lead will form what? Tetravalent, Sn plus 4 as well as Sn Pb plus 4, both the elements will form tetravalent ions. Okay, tetravalent. So for tetravalent, what are the examples? Here tetravalent means what? Charge is plus 4. Okay, charge is what? Plus 4. Okay, examples are what? Sn plus 4, stannic. Stannous is plus 2, stannic is plus 4. Please remember. More valency, suffix will be ic. Please remember. Similarly, plumbic, Pb plus 4. Plumbic ion. Okay, tetravalent ions these are. Okay, even platinum also will form tetravalent. Platinum is actually the most noble metal like gold and all, but platinum is going to form Pt plus 4, platinic ion. Okay, PT not Pb. Pb is lead. Pb is lead, Sn is tin, and Pt is platinic chloride, platinic sulfide, like that it will be there. Okay, so tetravalent, and then pentavalent, fifth, with charge plus 5. Only 2 elements will form plus 5 charges. Arsenic and antimony. Those two are what? Yes, metalloids. You remembered? Yes, they form what? Metalloids, which exhibits the properties of both metals as well as non-metals. Okay, now pentavalent. Pentavalent examples are what? Arsenic and antimony. Charge is how much? Plus 5. Okay. Arsenic and antimony. Antimony is what? TBM. Did you remember? Arsenic and antimony. Okay. Arsenic As plus 5. Plus 5. Arsenic plus 5. Pentavalent. Antimony. Antimony symbol is what? Sb. TBM. Antimony. Sb plus 5. Okay, so pentavalent positively charged ions. Same like that we will be learning now about anions. For anions also, based on the charge, you will have ions. Okay, but anions you will be having very important names, big names you will be getting. So you have to be very careful with anions, names of anions. Okay, keep middle heading anions. Okay, monovalent. First we'll learn about what? Monovalent anions. Charge is how much? Minus 1. Charge is minus 1. Anions means negatively charged. Okay, so what are the examples? So many examples, so many names you have to remember. Okay, we'll learn some examples. Acetate ion. CH3COO minus. Okay, acetate ion means what? Acetic acid, you remembered. Acetate ion, CH3COO minus. Formate ion, HCOO minus. Formate ion. Okay, so you have to remember all compound ions names. Okay, bisulfate ion. Bisulfate. HSO4 minus. HSO4 minus. Bisulfate ion. Okay, these all are what? Compound ions. Okay, now compound ions. Hypochlorite, hypochlorate, like that you can learn. Hypochlorite. Hypochlorite ion. HClO minus. Hypochlorite. Sorry, ClO minus. Hypochlorite ion is what? ClO minus. Chlorite ion is ClO3 minus. Chlorite ion is what? ClO3 minus. All are having charge minus 1 only. Okay, and simple ions you all know. Chloride ion is what? Cl minus. Simple ion. Iodide ion. Iodide ion is I minus. These all are simple ions. Bromine, chlorine, bromine, all halogens will form what? Simple ions. Okay. Bisulfide ion you can write. Bisulfide HS minus. Bisulfide ion HS minus. Okay. So like that these all are what? Monovalent cations, anions. So many examples will be there. You will be learning about all of them. Cyanide, you can even take cyanide, Cn minus. Okay, cyanide ion, Cn minus. Hydride ion, permanganate ion, MnO4 minus. Okay, now superoxide ion, O2 minus. Okay, so many examples are there for monovalent atoms. Some more. I'll finish, at least I'll be writing up to 10. I already wrote 7. At least 10, a round figure. Okay, You can even take what? Just now I mentioned cyanide ion Cn minus with -1 charge. Okay, and then you can even take, just now I mentioned MnO4 permanganate ion is what? MnO4 minus. And then you can even take what else I told? Permanganate ion, yes, nitrate ion, nitrate NO3 minus, even nitrite is also there, NO2 minus, peroxide ion, O2 minus. So like that you will have so many, not peroxide, superoxide. You can even take superoxide if you want. We have learnt about superoxides, peroxides. Superoxide ion, O2 minus, O2 minus 2, if it is there, it will become what? Peroxide ion. So please remember the names of all these ions. It will be very much useful for you. Okay, so please take down. Then we'll go for bivalent. Some examples for bivalent ions. Okay, bivalent cations, sorry, anions. Charge is how much? -2. Bivalent anions, charge is -2. So what are the examples of bivalent? Best example you can take. Okay, best example is chromate. Okay, now chromate ion. What is the formula for chromate ion? CrO4 minus 2. Okay, now CrO4 minus 2. Chromate, dichromate, both are there. CrO4 minus 2. And dichromate also you can take. Dichromate, Cr2O7 minus 2. And carbonate ion, you all know. Carbonate, isn't it? Carbonate ion, CO3 minus 2. Okay, you can even tell so many examples. Bivalent oxide ion, simple cation, sulfate, all these are what? Sulfide S minus 2, sulfate SO4 minus 2. Okay, now charge is -2 only in all these cases. Okay, so many examples will be there. Bivalent anions. Okay, oxalate C2O4 minus 2. Silicate SiO3 minus 2. Oxalate you can take, I'll just write here, oxalate ion is what? C2O4 minus 2. What else I told? Oxalate ion. Okay, and then silicate SiO3 minus 2. Silicate ion is what? SiO3 minus 2. So like that you have lot many examples for bivalent anions also. Okay, and then we'll just go for trivalent and tetravalent, 1 or 2 examples. Okay, now trivalent and tetravalent. So trivalent anions. Trivalent anions, charge is what? -3. So what are the examples for trivalent anions? Aluminate ion, you know. The famous example is what? Aluminate. AlO3 minus 3. Okay, now aluminate ion is what? AlO3 minus 3. Okay, borate ion, BO3 minus 3. Borate borate ion BO3 minus 3, and phosphate ion, you know, phosphate PO4 minus 3. Okay, now phosphate ion PO4 minus 3. You can even take nitride phosphide. Okay, nitride is N minus 3, phosphide is what? P minus 3. Okay, so like this, trivalent anions are also there. Okay, finally we'll be learning about tetravalent anions. Tetravalent, we'll learn 1 or 2 examples for tetravalent anions. So tetravalent, what are the examples? Okay, 1 or 2 examples we'll learn about tetravalent anions, and then we'll stop our video. Tetravalent anions. Charge is minus 4. Okay, so you can take the example of pyrophosphate. Okay, pyrophosphate ion. Pyrophosphate ion. What is this? P2O7 minus 4. You can even take carbide ion. Carbide. C minus 4. Okay, now carbide ion. C minus 4. Okay. And arsenic and antimony also will form pyroarsenate ion, pyroantimonate ions also. You can take them as tetravalent anions. Pyroarsenate. Pyroarsenate is what? Arsenic. Okay, arsenic. So As2O7. As2O7 minus 4. As2O7 minus 4. Pyroantimonate also there. Pyroantimonate. So antimony is, you know, it is Sb. So Sb2O7 minus 4. Sb2O7 minus 4. Pyroantimonate. So like that, tetravalent anions are also existing, and pentavalent anions we don't find. Okay, so these are all examples. Why I am giving is you have to learn about all these examples so that you will come to know the formula of a given compound, how to write the formula of a given compound. We can learn it better only if we can able to by heart the names of all these ions perfectly. Okay, so thanks for watching, dear children. Always I say your hard work is your superpower. Okay, please keep doing hard work, keep learning, happy learning. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.